Welcome to Nepo Press. My name is Frank Sargent. This video's purpose is to show you how to edit using a text editor, specifically how to edit a style sheet. This is not primarily to teach you how to use style sheets. A style sheet in the Nepo Press formatting system, or for HTML web pages, is a file that typically ends in .css. So you can find out all you want to know about style sheets by Googling for something. CSS, paragraph spacing, for example, CSS headings, whatever you want information about, you can Google for it and give you a great deal of information. Our goal today is to figure out how to change a style sheet to alter the spacing, the vertical spacing between paragraphs. So I put in CSS paragraph spacing, clicked on the search button, and as you can see, there's a lot of information. So you look through and you say, line height, that's not quite what I'm looking for. This maybe. How do I control the space between lines and paragraphs? This looks good. So just check out that sort of thing when you want to learn how to use CSS or style sheets. But on to our major topic. How do you edit using a text editor? Because style sheets should be edited in a text editor, not in a word processor. This is being run on Windows 7 to be exact. But get to the Start button, right-click, choose Open Windows Explorer. We assume you already have a style sheet you'd like to edit. To find it, go to your manuscript directory. In this case, I have my novels directory in my favorites. I can just click here. The manuscript I'll work with is called Stormy Night. I'll double-click on Stormy to go to the manuscript directory. And I'm interested in finding the style sheet. Here's a style sheet. You can tell it's a style sheet because it ends in .css. If you do not see the file extensions, such as .css, .epub, if you don't see file extensions in your file browser, then please see our other videos on how to configure your file browser. This is the style sheet we'd like to edit, but let's don't edit this one directly. Let's make a copy of it and make the changes to the copy. We can right-click and choose Copy. Then anywhere in this folder we can right-click and choose Paste. That's made a copy of the style sheet. Now let's rename this. We can right-click here and choose Rename. It's highlighted the base name of the file. Let's change that to Custom, so that the whole file reads custom.css. Hit the Tab key. So this is the file we'll actually edit. Now let's back up a step. Suppose you can't find your manuscript directory. You say, I know I put it somewhere, but where? Well, you can search from Drive C, typically Drive C. It may be different on certain Windows machines. And look for the users directory. Within that, I could look for my username, which is Frank. Under that, I say, oh yes, that's where I put it. I put it as my novels directory. So highlight that. Here are the novels. The subdirectories underneath the novels directory. And there, that's the one I'm looking for. Double click. So that's how you can find your manuscript directory. Another way would be, if you know what file is in the manuscript directory. For example, in this case, stormy.txt is the name of my manuscript. Go to Drive C, find the search box in the file browser, and search for stormy.txt, hit enter, and it shows every occurrence under Drive C that it can find of stormy.txt. And this first one looks encouraging. Users, Frank, novel, Stormy. Yes, that's the one I want. Okay, so I right-click here and choose Open File Location. Now I'm in my manuscript directory for the Stormy Night book. Another way, if you've already formatted your book and you have a style sheet, that is to say style.css, you could go back to Drive C, and you could search for, using a wildcard, you can put an *.css. This says, please show me every file that ends in the extension .css. And I didn't even have to hit enter. Here they are. Remember, I'd already made a copy of custom in the Stormy Night directory, but here it is. So we'd right click, choose open file location, and there we are in our manuscript directory. So once you've found the style sheet you want to edit, and perhaps have made a copy of it, as we've done here, now open it in a text editor. The easiest way is to use the text editor that comes with Windows. It's called Notepad. So right-click on the file you want to edit, click on Open With, and then click on Notepad. Be sure not to click on WordPad. Don't open it in your word processor. Open it in Notepad. I'm not recommending Notepad as a text editor. It's just the handiest text editor for most people because it comes with Windows. If we were going to do a lot of text editing in a text editor, we would really want to install a better text editor. Nevertheless, this will do for the example. We want to edit this. Note that this is very much like a word processor. It has a menu here, File, New, Open, Save, and so forth. Edit if you want to find or replace or select all. That sort of thing. It's really as easy to use as a word processor, actually easier. It has fewer things that you have to worry about. Remember, we're not primarily concentrating on how to use style sheets. We just want to go in and make a specific change to alter our paragraph spacing. So we look for a P for paragraph. And here's another one. There's several of them. This one and this one could have been consolidated in one place, but we're going to leave them separate. Here we've set widows to 2. A semicolon separates the different declarations, different attributes. You can end with a semicolon, and I suggest you do. Let's put a semicolon there. Hit the Enter key. You don't have to space over, but I would like to line it up. I hit the space key several times to line it up. We're going to set the margin bottom, margin hyphen bottom, colon, space, and how much of a margin do you want at the bottom of a paragraph? Well, if we want to eliminate the spacing between paragraphs, we'll set that to 0, end it with a semicolon, and then we'll space, 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 margin hyphen top, colon, space, 0, end it with a semicolon. You can leave that ending curly brace where it is, or you can put it on the next line. It doesn't matter. This will eliminate the spacing between paragraphs because we set the margin bottom to 0 and the margin top to 0. If you do that, you'll probably also want to make sure your paragraph indentation is set to something other than 0. Otherwise, it'll be very hard in your ebook or in your HTML to see where paragraph breaks occur. So this is how to do it. You just type that, then you click on File, Save. And that's all there is to editing with a text editor. Maybe you don't want the margin to be 0. Maybe you'd like it to be a little bit more than 0. In which case, let's change it to 1.25 M. That's the size of the capital letter M. 1.25 EM. That would give us a margin bottom of some spacing, but it would still give us a margin top of 0. We'll put that back to 0. So that's how you edit a style sheet. File, Save. We're done with this, so we can exit. You can click this X button, or you can click on File, Exit. My name is Frank Sargent. You can reach me at frank@nepotism.net. feel free to email me with comments or questions. Thank you.